There is one imposter among us. I recently started playing this mobile game called Among Us that's been circulating around social media these days. For a tour on what it is all about, the game allows up to 10 players to join in a room. 9 play as crewmates, and there's at least one random imposter chosen by the game itself at random for every round. The objective is for the crewmates to accomplish tasks and escape the spaceship while the imposter gets to kill and sabotage tasks until he is caught and ejected. Now, the game itself already has a creepy sort of atmosphere, especially with the background music on the main menu, but it gets creepier with my experience playing it. Know that you join rooms with random people of various nationalities and walks of life, so every time you play is a new experience. I was having a great time with a bunch of people. We've been through 5 rounds together, and trust me, it does get addicting when you play with the right people. One of the guys decided that it was enough playtime for today, and he had to go. So naturally, another random player joins the room to fill him in, and his in-game name was simply X. He was pretty psyched, immediately wanting to start, while I and the other guys were still chatting. You cannot chat when the game starts, you can only chat when it's time to vote how possible imposter. This was normal. I was like this when I first got involved with the game. The chances of being an imposter with 10 players is some, so obviously I still didn't get the chance to be one on this 6th round. We play as usual, finishing up tasks and trying to do so in pairs, and some sort of strategy we came up with. An emergency meeting, which you can do so in the game in case you suspect someone to be the imposter was called. As mean as the following narrative sounds, the guys started ganging up on X, merely in jest, suggesting that he might be the imposter. X would deny this, of course, but with this game, one has to be tricky so we can never know if he is telling the truth unless he gets ejected from the round. And we'll find out whether we eliminated the right or wrong player. Majority were already set on eliminating X, most likely without proof, and before X got ejected from the round, he sent on the chat, "If I do become imposter, I swear I'll kill you all and win this thing, starting with you, player, who accused me without proof." It turns out he wasn't our guy, so we continued around as usual until it was over. Back in the lobby, X started reprimanding and trash-talking us of our actions, in which we replied to him in jest. This was a game after all, hey. No need to get so worked up over a video game. 7th round now. Look at that. Still not the imposter on my part. Oh well, I guess we just have to keep on playing until everyone gets a chance to be one, right? This round was rather intense as dead bodies. Yes, the term in the game for when the imposter kills a crewmate is to report a dead body, found by yellow crewmates. We're now involved instead of just someone stupidly calling for an emergency meeting just to vote someone out randomly without proof. What makes it more exciting is that this killer was elusive. I was wondering why everyone was being nice to X and not suspecting him this round. Was it because he might explode in some kind of toxic tantrum again? For some reasons, everyone's just ignoring X now because of the behavior shown last round. I felt bad ganging up on him. Then, what if the guy is a new player? Even if he isn't, he was played foul just because he's a new guy among the rest of us who had been playing for 5 rounds straight. In the end, it turns out that X was the imposter. I disconnected from the game because I felt pretty tired now, and besides, I have other things to do. It was fun. That X player, if he just started out with the game, did mighty well in evading suspicion until he had killed off the others except for me, which neared the imposter a victory if only one more crewmate is standing. The next morning, I was browsing on my Facebook account when I saw a trend on 8 people found dead in one night, cause unknown. At first I ignored it, just another mass murder kind of news, but then it merited a lot of shares and sympathies because it was pronounced that the death of these 8 individuals last night happened in different areas. But the time of death was what connected them. It was about the same time. I quit/disconnected from the Among Us game. Coincidences happen, right? What has the death of 8 people had to do with some dark online game that's just recently gone famous? I read one article in full and learned eerily that these individuals have another thing in common, that they all had X marks etched on their foreheads. At the time I finished reading the article, my phone pinged with a message notification. I opened it and read, "I told you I will kill you all and win this thing."